definitions. Will to taste is why you do what you do, and divine taste is what you should do.
Put that in chat. Okay, this brings me to another question, which is back up to the top, back what I was talking about at 10:39 p.m. Is Xazix to Zix divine taste? If so, why?
What time did you say it was?
10:39 p.m.
Okay, is Xazix to 619. I would say it's almost like there's a third phrase perhaps, where it's from Xazix to Zix is why you should do what you do, which is from the other side, from God's perspective. Why is reality happening such that you should divine taste in the first place?
What about this? Much better. Give it its own line. That's perfect. Now we're expanding set theory. So, get my set theory idea. Set theory is, of course, its own.
Oh, I don't. Okay, yeah. What did you do? Was a new comment?
So I just took will to taste and divine taste, and I separated them from Zix to Xazix and Xazix to Zix, and they're now independent concepts within the white hole black hole set theory.
All right.
And so to get into set theory, of course, has its own meaning in mathematics, which, funny enough, actually has its own religious meaning. It's group SU1 cross group SU2. Kurt J. Mungle talks about it all the fucking time. I don't know what it means. I know it means something in religious circles. But anyways, what it means right now is literally set theory. So it's a theorem I have right now about sets. And that those sets are the white hole black hole sets. So Zix to Xazix and Xazix to Zix. The first one's white hole, the second one's black hole. Will to taste, divine taste. The first one's white hole, the second one's black hole. Left brain, right brain, same thing. Interdimensional eat, same thing. So right now we have 4 different sets, and each one of them is a white hole black hole pair, and each one of them is separately included within an ego is to taste. So now let's try and to continue expand set theory until we have all of an ego is to taste included.
What does that mean exactly? What was the first step? You just find something else?
Yeah, just find something else. I'm just thinking right now. So, I mean, one easy step to doing that would be to just think about an ego is to taste and just run it and just, just literally.
Are you saying list all the attributes of the framework?
Yeah, we're trying to get down every single thing which is included within the statement and egos to taste, and we're trying to fit it all within set theory. Trying to fit every single piece of information which is included either within its own set, which is a pair, or to fit the notion which we need inside of a current pair. You see what I mean by that?
Say the last part about getting the current pair.
Or include it within a current pair. So, like, let's say okay, so for instance, let's take dominance, right? Dominance is not a pair. It's not a part of a pair. However, dominance is a part of an ego is a taste. So where would dominance fit in? Dominance would fit in, you'd throw it into uh 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 Zix to Exazix. You could even throw it into Exazix to Zix, one of those pairings. Or you could just say it fits into that pairing. You could say it's both of those. Because what dominance comes from is it comes from the understanding of you understanding your opponent, whatever that is, whether it's a task, inanimate object, or Peggy at Walmart, whatever it is, whatever that thing is, you understand why that thing does what it does, why it opposes you, and you understand why you need to overcome it, and you understand that you are just one of God's soldiers in the process of overcoming it, and that you are sacrificing something greater than yourself, and that you are capable of accomplishing anything. That's where that dominance comes from. It comes from the understanding of God and from will to taste. So that concept of dominance falls into the pair of Zix to Exazix and vice versa. You see what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, you could also say that it also fits into will to taste and divine taste. Dominance also fits into those very, very easily. So that's what we're trying to figure out. We're trying to place each, and I would say that dominance goes into both of those pairs. And as you continue to fill out this chart, you're going to hopefully get maybe a few more pairs, and even if not, you're at least going to get more traits which attribute to different pairs.
Interdimensional and eat set.
What is it?
The interdimensional and eat set. What is it?
What do you mean? What is it in relation to what?
What does it signify?
What
Like
is,
what?
just what does it mean?
Just yeah.
So interdimensional and eat. So anything which is a white hole black hole pair falls into falls into this. So interdimensional and eat was the framework and still is the training wheels framework that interdimensional is anything left brained. All right, so that would be white hole. All right, and that eat is of course black hole. So this is a white hole black hole pair. The white hole being yet again interdimensional, which is to say anything that your left brain can come up with which makes you eat is interdimensional, and that is a white hole. And then black hole is eating.
I just wonder that in the same sense we have the word interdimensional. Oh, dude, the word interdimensional, which means the template. Describe what you just said again,
Um,
or just the interdimensional.
Interdimensional is any left brain thing which triggers eating. I'm not sure if that's
Right. It's any movement. It's a movement. Any movement towards eating. Right. Any movement towards that process. Is that correct?
Yes, but if you're about to rectangle square me on the fact that that's also a description of the other thing, my counter would be that interdimensional includes materialism, the other thing doesn't.
No, I don't mean to make war. My question would be to add to have a similar word where interdimensional means any movement towards any movement that causes that, and then a word for any movement or what the movement, anything the movement causes in the person, which would be dominance. Any attributes like confidence or dominance or a sense of power or love, stuff like that. Or interdimensional is any framework that you're running to do that, anything you're doing for that, and another word for all that everything it does. So we have a specifically for if we have like a random word we want to figure out where does it go, like it would probably go into that one because that's the attribute of it.
And are you positing that there would be a new pair for this, or that this would go into a pair?
It would go into the interdimensional pair. I don't know how it would be three. I don't know that destroys the entire sequence. But
No, it would just go into the interdimensional set. Like, in other words, it would be an attribute associated to the interdimensional piece within the interdimensional EAT set, if you see what I'm saying. It's like, it wouldn't be a third thing. It would just be something which is within the parentheses of interdimensional.
so interdimensional meaning both any movement towards eating and the effects that it causes.
Let me think about this for a second.
Because that point is where my brain says, all right, time to label the two sides of that coin.
I have multiple thoughts about this. One of them is that we should make eat be the thing which basically includes it.
Yes, that's possible.
That's one idea. Another idea is that interdimensional should just be the one which includes it because essentially
Well, honestly, no. I think it should be eat because, I mean, like in that case, then what does eat mean in any other way than just like black hole? You know, do they have like two things that mean like the same thing? So
well, black
let's have
hole.
that be.
Weird thing about white hole and black hole in this context is that they kind of mean every pair under them. And I wonder if we could organize the sets in that way, where each set includes the set below it. That would be fascinating.
Well, doesn't the first two, Zix to Azix and white hole, black hole, that stuff, aren't they both kind of like it'd be hard to put one in front of the other if you're having like a value based.
No, white hole, black hole
ranking.
would clearly consume Zix to Xazix and Xazix to Zix. It's the rectangle square. Like in other words, like white hole, black hole, they're let me see, how am I gonna explain this? White hole and black hole don't just explain this is real complicated with language. You're gonna have to give me a second. Yeah, I don't even know if I can really explain that language. It's a very specific thought texture niche where it's like white
Do you think
hole.
you could do it through dance?
Huh?
Do you think you could do it through dance? Can't do it through language.
That's how the octopuses communicated. Actually, another way
That's funny.
was dance. Which is kind of weird that you say that. Because
the idea of you not being able to communicate like through language is like, all right, I don't care, get it through me. Dance if you have to.
But it's also kind of like just basically what you mean by that, and what the author meant by that was like, okay, so left brain, you can't say it, right? That would be left brain. So physically express it. You know what I mean? Right brain. It's sort of interesting.
Yeah.
But white hole, black hole, I feel like it's the prerequisite to Zix Xazix. Like Zix to Xazix is more specific than white hole. But then when I really get down to brass tacks and I try to explain why, I really can't. So what were we saying?
Is it that like there is white hole, which is a concept, and then Zix to Azix describes white hole.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I see. Which would begat will to taste and divine taste, and which would left brain, right brain, which would spawn interdimensional and I mean, it already is in that order.
That's fascinating.
You're good to go.
That is weird. I wonder if that kind of happened semi-intentionally or if it literally was just completely random.
I don't know. All this creation stuff is like they're literally just like we're just forming the patterns that are already there.
Yeah. Yeah. Wine taste. But okay, well let's keep working on it. So we're in a pretty good spot right now. Maybe we should hang up the gloves. We're fucking 5 hours in. I can feel the tiredness kicking in, but I also kind of want to keep going. What do you think?
Yeah. I do have some desire to fall asleep at a reasonable hour.
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
not last night.
To me, I just feel like odds are I can be more charged up and just speak better tomorrow if I waited. So I say we probably go ahead and throw in the towel. Well, we're left at a really